All right, guys. Nolan Walker here. Nolan Walker, businessman, entrepreneur, own multiple businesses. Happy to answer questions. Happy to answer questions if you got any. I'm in the office today doing a live. I like answering questions for people. If you have stuff, let me pull up my chat box here. If you got questions about business, I'm the owner of HVAC Webmasters, Plumbing Webmasters, Roofing Webmasters. Those are digital marketing agencies for contractors, and a software program called DataPens that's proprietary. But yeah, if you got questions, let me know, and I'll be happy to answer them. So whatever you've got anything on, I don't care if it's about getting into business. I don't care if it's about what you currently have going in your business, what direction to go, type of education you need to get. Yeah, feel free to ask me questions about it. So I personally started, I wanted to be an entrepreneur when I was younger, but I don't think I would have been, honestly, if I'd had a silver spoon through college. So I did pay for some junior college when I was really young. And then I had a business go so well, I had to wait. I didn't get even a government loan back then. They wouldn't give me one until I was emancipated at 22. And so I did it, I think got like 80 hours of college, but I had a business just popping around, I guess, 2002 roughly. And I was I'd finally gone to a 4-year university called TCU for a semester, and we were doing so much business, I didn't go back. But yeah, so entrepreneur kind of wanted to be. Pretty typical story. If you've got questions too, I don't care if you're a teenager thinking about getting going, or if you're a contractor and you've got questions about marketing or other stuff, even in business, I'm happy to answer that, do that as well. So any questions at all, guys? Answering questions here live. Again, Nolan Walker. I've probably had hundreds of people work for me over the course of time, but I usually hold about a dozen employees or so working for me, depending on what I'm doing at any one point in time. I don't think that's the main thing. I work in the business, on the business. Things change. I heard somebody say today that you work on things that make the most money, and that's probably true. And sometimes those things that make the most money, other people can't do well. Sales, marketing, video content like this, face of the company stuff. Those are things that you're going to do yourself as you go. Any questions, guys? Questions for me? I am happy to answer them. Anybody got questions? Ask an OG of business. I still run several businesses. I kind of plan on working, till I can't work anymore on some level. And I think is the best way to go, not the worst way to go. If I'm working for somebody else, I want to retire eventually. But if I'm working for myself, I live my life on my own terms. I want to stay connected. I want to help people. I want to work and stay involved in what's going on. So, and this is part of working on my personal brand stuff, by the way. So working on personal brand and integrating it in with all the business brands. Business brands we've had going online for a decade because we do digital marketing, but a lot of it's the old school stuff is still the best thing for our client base by far. The way I come out to the client is a little different than what my clients need, though. So my clients, if they're a roofer, a plumber, or a HVAC company, they need to be on Google, Bing, and send out digital branded signaling. They'll show up on AI search as well, but they need to be on all that stuff. And they're not going to really do a brand like I'm doing on my person as much. So it's different. It is different. So you don't want to confuse the two. If you don't want to, you want to make sure you're marketing where you're going to get the most results and what's needed for your product. Nowadays, I think you can do stuff a lot different. Like you can just get money off of AdSense if that's what it is. Questions or comments? I'm happy to answer stuff. Anybody got a question about marketing, about business, about overhead? And I don't really mind what these questions are. If you got a question to ask me about, it can be philosophical. Um, I'll read this one right now. Hang on. I don't know if it's a real one or not. There's a lot of extra words in here, but yeah, I think we all have dreams, man. Right? So yeah, everybody's got dreams. That's the whole point of being an entrepreneur, being a human, living a life. I like entrepreneurship, trying your own stuff. I don't have anything against people working for other stuff, but you're going to have a hard time living those dreams if you don't. If you do not fight for them and go for them. You also need to visualize them, have a daily affirmation. You need to really believe the narrative in your head. Don't spin a bad narrative to yourself. And the dream can't be like 1% of the chatter in your head. So if you've got negativity going on or negative narratives or negative self-talk, it'll be hard to it will be hard to make that happen. It'll be hard to make your dreams happen. So you want to fill your head with that positive dream, experience it as though it's already happened joyfully with emotion, and have an affirmation. Read this to yourself, write it down, like write it down literally. Pen and paper probably best, but if you type it out, print it out, put it on a sheet of paper and read it. Don't leave it on a digital format entirely. Entrepreneur is just somebody who starts a business, has business ideas, runs a business, works for themselves. I mean, it's a similar word to a businessman, but people use it more as someone who's self-driving ideas. I mean, America was built by entrepreneurs. But yeah, so have that dream, move forward with it. I don't know, it's different than being an employee. So entrepreneur is different, and it's different than a subcontractor. But a lot of people use the word pretty loosely. I don't think everybody's an entrepreneur, but if you're trying to make money on your own, you're at least going that direction. So a lot of people have trouble with it because they don't make money, or they don't do enough, or they kind of limp in. But yeah. Any other questions? I'm happy to answer stuff. I'm in the office today. We're in Fort Worth, Texas, by the way. Nolan Walker, if you're just getting on here, I own several companies. Yeah, I don't know. So, I don't hate, I don't hate, I mean, pensions, that's hard to recapture nowadays, right? Not everybody has that. Hey, you kind of get shackled into that stuff, but is it bad? I don't necessarily think so. I had an uncle that had an old school pension, and he retired early. He still fishes and makes wonderful money from, I think he was General Motors. They had fantastic pensions and benefits back then. And I don't think just because my uncle did that, and I think he's pushing 80 now, 75, 77, but he's a really cool guy. He's been retired for 30 years on pension, great money. Yeah, they had matching 401ks and stuff. And I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily. I think that back then too, when you worked somewhere and you got that, it was a pretty good deal. Nowadays, everything's tight. A lot of that stuff is gone. People don't use the word pension much anymore. So a lot of people don't have that. And I would not walk away from a lifetime of employment with a mindset. I talk to people all the time that are thinking they're going into it. I also wouldn't quit a job with a pension and then start sinking money into a job. Into an entrepreneurial venture. I don't care if you're working with an HVAC company or trying to do digital marketing. I wouldn't just sink a bunch of money in there. If you stop that, I would, and you're close to getting that, I would keep it probably personally, and then start something on the side while you're doing that. Or if you were retirable and had that, I'd spend almost no money on the business, almost zero. I heard Mark Cuban talking about it, and I'm a believer in it. Most people don't need loans. A lot of people start up and they start thinking, oh, I need an SBA loan. I need a bank loan. I need a business loan. We don't start with loans. Most of the entrepreneurs out there, it's hard knocks, getting going, started mowing lawns. Somebody will go do hard labor, do a service job, and then they'll grow from the money they earn. And a lot of people will work somewhere else like what you're doing, and then they'll actually get going from that. But I would not dump it thinking you're going to do it, because most people are not going to be successful first time out the gate. and you can easily burn up all your cash. I'm not telling you not to do it, but do it while you're doing the other thing. Start it. And the place to always start is marketing to a lead to a sale, marketing to a lead to a sale. I would spend almost nothing, and I'll define that as like 5,000 or less. I'm talking about setting up an LLC, setting up a little website, whatever other stuff you're going to do, getting a computer, working from your kitchen table. I would not spend any more money than that because you'll just burn through it and keep overhead low. That means no truck, no office, no employee in need before money's made, no cart before the horse. So yeah, I'm not hating on that. You got a old school job. Pension, people don't get pensions anymore. People living off of other stuff and having a worse time than that. So not saying it was what you love to do or the best thing, but I wouldn't scoff that one. That doesn't sound horrible. Yeah. So personally, I never, yeah, you're welcome. I just, but you can do something, by God. You can do something. Start up, spend a couple hours every day. It'll grow. If you got an idea, you want to do something, start it and keep it low, grow, and you'll find out, because it sounds like you'll be able to retire and get a pension, be able to live, and it'd be nice to make some extra money, but be real. I think you should be realistic with it. You definitely can make money doing something. It's just, will you do it? And do you have the gumption for it? Since you've worked somewhere a while and you're going to have a pension, it'll be hard to have the motivation to do so, the urgency to do so. But you can do it. It doesn't have to be something too difficult either. You can provide a simple service, home service of some sort, and do a job every once in a while. You can do anything from like polyjacking cracks in concrete to working on little things to power washing stuff, or getting one person to do it. And yeah, so there's a lot of stuff you can do in order to start a business or have something on the side. I started out painting curbs, curb numbers, and mowing lawns. I don't recommend you do that. If you're looking at pension, you're older than that. You don't want to paint curbs, mow lawns. But and then I got into home security, did sales, and I did actually do alarm system installs for a little while, but I was really bad at it. I wasn't the technician. I hired people mainly to do it. I only went out to learn that so that I wouldn't get messed around by the technicians that were installing the home security systems. We did about 23,000 alarm system sales and installs over 10, 15 years. After 9/11, everybody was freaked out about home security, and my business grew like 10 times after 9/11, and people called us like crazy. We were marketing though, and the phone rang off the hook to install home security systems. Other questions? Anybody have questions? I'm so happy to answer them. I don't care what they are. Yeah. And by the way, if you're wanting to start a little business, it's, again, you might need to get an idea or get something set up, but you're going to need to market, to get a lead, to get a sale. Overhead, nothing on overhead. And then as time goes on, you might spend some money. Hey there, any questions? Any questions? A gamer with us. I have a son who's 15. I like the gaming stuff a little bit. You can stream and make money. There's all this new stuff. I had to pick up a lawnmower and a weed eater. We didn't have anything else to do. I'm not saying that things are perfect in the world, but you'll get quite a few things when you're younger that you can step out and do. That's pretty cool. And kids making money doing that stuff. So you can be a gamer and make money. There's some pretty famous gamers out there that are wealthy. And somebody that's older that doesn't think about it, doesn't understand it, doesn't seem real, but they capture a lot of eyeballs, get AdSense revenue. Pretty cool stuff. Any other questions, guys? Questions for me? Let me check here. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer stuff. I do have quite a bit of marketing experience, life experience. Yeah, gamer stuff is cool, man. I think it can be good. I will say this, gamer, if you're a gamer, the best game is making money. The funnest game, the most fun is being an entrepreneur. So why not game and stream and learn how to make money with it? I know a lot of y'all don't like showing your faces on there. If you're a little kid, you need to go talk to your parents about it, by the way. I'm not telling you, if you're not 18 years old, to go talk to your mom and dad. But why not stream and make money that way? That is the coolest game. You might enjoy gaming, but you start getting eyeballs and subs and people watching you. Holy cow. And then money starts coming in, AdSense stuff. There's, you know who these people are. There's people that are famous and gamers that everybody knows that make millions. And so that's the best game. And then they'll start vlogging and doing other stuff. But you can start out streaming, playing games, have a bit of a good personality, bring in people, get money and get paid and get AdSense and donations. And it's very cool stuff. But I'd stick my neck out there if I could, if I was in, check with your parents if you're not old enough, and give it a go. There's no time to start. And I would say have faith in it too, because as you start up doing stuff, everybody quits too early. I don't give up easy. I'm hard to beat down on stuff. So I'll keep going. Meaning if you get going and you only have like 1,000 subs or something, you start streaming, you keep going and going and going. I think there's a video online about Mr. Beast. First year, second year, he had almost no one watching him. Nobody. I think he was gaming too, by the way. And then he blew up a laptop or something. And then he got a ton of subs and views on that when he did that. And then he started doing these skits and outdoor stuff, and and grew and grew, of course. But he didn't even start out that fast. So if you start streaming, you're gaming, if you're mentally sound to do so and it's not bothering you or stressing you out too much, dedicate to it, plan on it, and follow what other successful people do. Beast has a lot of stuff out there that you can listen to, and a lot of advice to give to people wanting to get up on social media, and especially, of course, YouTube. So, gamer stuff is nothing to sneeze at, man. You can actually start as an entrepreneurial small business from the world of gaming, and a lot of younger people now have a massive amount of skill sets and competitive advantage over older crowd. I went to VidCon last week and week before last in Anaheim, and there's a ton of people there, and a lot of them, not everybody making money by any means, but a lot of people making money, a lot of people doing different things and cool stuff. There was a gamer there. I can't remember her name. She did nothing but voiceovers and was millions and millions of people and must make a fortune. I can almost remember her name, but it's a weird name. Hard to remember. Tens of millions doing voiceovers on like Roblox games and stuff. Any other questions, guys? Ask me anything at all. Questions. Happy to answer. Any other questions? Questions about your business, about marketing, how much to spend starting up, what to do first, stuck and not getting leads, not making a profit or making a profit. Any questions? Sorry, I had something come up. I'm doing an hour's worth of lives. If you got a question, I'll answer them. Happy to answer questions. Yeah, crazy question from a potential client. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, guys, I'm on here because I'm developing a personal brand. My name's Nolan Walker. I own HVAC Webmasters, Plumbing Webmasters, Roofing Webmasters, and DataPens Map Ranking app. It's a proprietary thing. We own it. And I help people in general. The Nolan Walker channel is just to coalesce my brands. I'll help anybody has any questions. And I've inadvertently been coaching and helping people for years and getting their brain straight with marketing and business stuff. So as I've just helped people with their digital marketing effort. So this is just a natural progression, and the whole world feels the pull of a personal brand right now. If you're in business, if you're an entrepreneur, you feel it. And I feel it, and I'm answering the call, and I'm participating, and I'm going to continue to participate in this. I love this stuff, and I enjoy talking to people. My brand, a personal brand, will grow. It's already grown. It'll synergize. Eventually, it'll synergize the brands, and it will continue to grow and move. So if you've got questions, ask them, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. I don't really have any ulterior motive about it now. Is that I'm just a business guy, and this is part of business. If you don't work on all these things, the particular thing that I do since I'm in marketing, even though this part of it probably isn't best for my clients, roofers, plumbers, HVAC, I need to do it. And I need to take, as a marketer, I need to make sure I'm doing everything out there so that if anything does change for my client base, I'm involved and I know how to help a roofer, plumber, HVAC. Nolan Walker's got to do it. I can't just, you don't want to just sub this stuff out and get a Fiverr account, somebody out of here, a freelancer, you'll have trash. So I'm in the business. I'm on the business. I hate that statement. Don't work in the business, work on the business. You work in the business, you work on the business, and it changes as time goes on. And you do the things that are important in order for your business to work. In fact, the thing that you don't want to do, that you've been telling yourself you don't have to do, don't want to do, going to have someone else do, is the thing you need to go do. I promise you that. You wuss out of stuff, you wimp out of it, you let it sit on the side forever, you never do it. It's the thing holding you back. So do those things, do that stuff. Be serious about your business. I don't always, I want to stay in business, be a service to humanity and help clients. I don't always want to do everything I do. As Robert Kiyosaki, I loved something that said, nobody loves do what you love. It's a ridiculous statement because there's no way you're ever going to do something all the time that you love. You're going to do what you need to do. And then you'll get better at stuff and you'll love your life. So you do what you got to do. I do what I know I need to do. And most 51-year-old men do not, and fall from favor and limp out to pasture. I'm not ever going to be that type of guy. And if I find myself not progressing with everything moving around, everything society moving in a direction, I check myself and I work on it. So that's why I'm up here. Best way to get leads for a blue collar business. I mean, this stuff hasn't changed much yet, but it will, but it hasn't yet. Everybody, that's the misdirection, misunderstanding of business from a home service contractor is huge. And it's not their fault. It's just that there's everyone out there vying for propaganda for your attention, and they'll all lie to you to sell their stuff. And when you hear that you're supposed to be buying leads or doing this or doing that, most people think a purchased lead, because there's been so much marketing from Home Advisor, Angie, Yelp, Thumbtack, ads. So they think you're supposed to buy a lead because those are the people out there putting out marketing for it. But if you only buy a lead, it'll cost you a ton. And if you're a contractor listening, you know what I'm talking about. You've had a really hard time getting lead purchases to make money. The return on investment's rough. So you build a brand is the answer to that question. And you build the brand around the business to start. Again, not what I'm doing exactly on a live or my person, but you'll build ABC Plumbing out of Dallas and you'll get a Google business profile, set up on Apple Maps, set the thing up, get citations, get a website hooked up, and realize that your digital brand is signaling to Google, the algorithms and AI and all this other stuff out there. As they pick up signals, they're going to show you on map placement, reputation reviews, and organic keyword terms, and even now integrated AI search. Plumbers, roofers, HVAC, home service contractors can do this and really knock it out of the park. And we help people do that. Now, most people pull those guys in and try to sell them paid ads, try to sell them leads somewhere else, and they miss the mark entirely. And the guy runs kicking and screaming. They spent thousands and thousands on paid ads that were hard to return. And the marketing company said, look at how great we are. And the contractor said, but I'm dying, bro. I'm having a hard time. And it's because you're not getting organic results, which is almost 80% of anybody going to Google, AI integrated search, that's a homeowner they're looking for a non-paid ad. They're looking for a brand. They're looking for somebody there. And you can digital signal to do that as a roofer, plumber, HVAC. But guess what? Y'all don't. You do a very poor job of it. You go into a market and whoop some old dog by doing this. Now, if your brand's spanking you, you've got a little bit of work ahead of you, but there's nothing that's going to do it. And I would argue at some point that if you don't do this, you're just gig economy worker that's a higher end having a rough time, or the phone can ring daily, regularly, and you can be of service, get a good profit margin. I may not look like it with my little short sleeve button down collared shirt here. It is a blue collar though. Look at that, Evan, blue collar. But I was a contractor, grew up in a contractor family. We're in a flooring business. My brother's still in the flooring business. I had a home security company. We took inbound sales and drilled holes in walls and installed home security systems, ran wires through the attic, did all that, tens of thousands of them, mowed lawns, painted curbs. And now for a very long time, and I will say my hands, no calluses, guys. Not proud of it necessarily, but I haven't been out in the field in a long time. I've worked a desk job, but I came from this. So I resonate well and I communicate well with my clients and I fight for them. And I fight for them in a legitimate manner. Roofers, plumbers, HVAC come to me and I've been there. I'm not going to waste their money on a bunch of paid ads that don't work or spin this yarn of BS about paid ads and social media integration, funneling and drips, and like just pay all this money in and sign a long-term agreement with us and you'll be great. I keep the money spent for the contractor where it'll return as much as possible so I can maintain that client. And we do proprietary things like data pins that is an incredible value add that people don't have in the market. So the digital brand signaling going out to Google, being an AI search for our clients is better than other people around. And then they get recognized better. They show up more online. That's how it works. A little bit of a long one, but thanks for the question. Anybody else have a question? I'm happy to answer. Any other questions, guys? I like the contractor stuff, but I'll answer any questions. I don't hate on the gaming stuff at all. Fortnite gaming boy, you got a potential cool future there if you want to try it. I think it's good stuff. I think my son's about to try. So yeah, I think it's good stuff. I got kids trying stuff digitally. And then I like to market and I like to be a good example, not only for my clients, myself, but my children. I take on challenges like going live and answering questions and building my own brand and doing things that are maybe a little bit uncomfortable. Guys, I got one for you. Anybody listening right now, you want to know how to get online and not feel uncomfortable, not feel like, like, I know I should do something, but I'm just so shy or scared or, riddled with anxiety from doing so. Be yourself. Don't try to act like someone else. Do you see me acting like somebody else? I'm a little different. I'm very authentic because I'm no poser. I'm no faker. I try to do the best I can, but I'm not going to fake who I am to somebody. I'm passionate about what I do, but if you'll get on and literally just try to be yourself, you'll have trollers and haters and all that. And they're just hurting themselves, not you. But if you can be thick-skinned enough, and I promise you over time, your skin will thicken. I don't think anybody could say anything to me at this point to go, oh, I'm not going to go online because somebody said something. But be yourself. Speak from your own heart. Don't change it based upon the influence that you follow. Oh, Nolan Walker should be standing on top of a Lamborghini with a jet in the background and Ray-Bans on. I don't want to, and I'm not going to. In fact, I'll never do that, but that doesn't mean I won't make money. I'm just not going to go putting on airs and acting like somebody that I'm not. So be yourself and then just try a little bit and then try again, fail a little bit and try again. You'll get better. And then you won't feel so bad because it's like if you walk away from a video and you try to act like another person, you're going to feel like a poser and feel bad about yourself. Probably. Not many of us are shameless enough to do that. There's some of them, we all see them. But I can't imagine that guy doesn't feel bad after he does it at some point. Maybe he'll fake it till he makes it and hustle all the way through, but I don't think it ends well. For most of the people, I don't have a problem with some copycat. And I think Mr. Beast probably dictated the way videos are made on YouTube because of so many copycatters. But you can emulate something that works, but be yourself when you do it. It's the people who try to copy Beast exactly that begin to fall off and have trouble when they're too similar and they don't have their own persona, their own personality because they weren't themselves. So authenticity, that'll make you feel better as a shot of getting going. And then the other thing, just provide some urgency. I'm going to do it by this day. I don't care if I don't have the phone, have the right phone or have the right camera, lighting, sound. Okay, I didn't have anything. I'm going to pull my phone out and I'm getting content up. I'm going to start with this channel. So that's something that I'd recommend to you to just get started. Be yourself too, and do something you're passionate about. Any other questions? Nolan Walker here, owner of HVAC Webmasters, Plumbing Webmasters, Roofing Webmasters, DataPin's proprietary app. We spent a couple of million on it. Helps contractors, digital marketing agencies, a little bit of real estate. Done a ton of stuff. Tons of businesses I've had, ups and downs, good life. Enjoyed it so far. Plan on continuing. Also a biohacker. Get my age, you biohack. Any other questions, guys? Other questions? Happy to answer anything. Yeah, favorite part of being an entrepreneur, I guess, is just if I had, somebody asked me what an entrepreneur is earlier. I'd take freedom, bits of freedom, autonomy, and control over my own life. So favorite part of being an entrepreneur, freedom, autonomy, and more control over my own life day to day. Even if I have to work harder, even if I have to self-discipline, being an entrepreneur allows me to do things my way. I don't have to answer to another man as much. Answer a little bit, but not as much. That's the best part. And then dreams. I mean, I don't dream. People get bitter because they choose to go work somewhere. We're in a free country. You could go do something. To choose to go work somewhere, and they work for this pay or that pay, or I have to go in and I can't go on a vacation because they won't let them leave for 2 weeks. They want to go to Europe or something. I don't know. But then they get bitter because but you pigeonhole your own self. You box your own self in. I don't think it's bad necessarily. I think there's benefits to working as well, employment somewhere, being a part of something. And there's different roles that we all do, but that's why I like it. All right, guys, how long we been going here? About half an hour. Anybody got questions? Questions for Nolan Walker? I don't care what they are. Business uphill both ways, having trouble trying to get started. I know a lot about marketing. I know a lot about contractor business. I know a lot about business entity formation, structure, profits, expenses, dealing with people. I'm not your legal guy, but I've got a lot of knowledge. I'll disclaimer anything that goes too legal, but I'll try to answer questions if you have them. Work people from home, in the office, how to deal with people. Got somebody in your office not doing a good job? Ask me questions. Baby steps too, by the way. Painted curbs, mowed lawns, multiple businesses, up and down. My first home security company failed, by the way. First one or two. It was the second one that did well, and that was doing pretty rough for a while. And opportunity and preparedness had a difference. And I was marketing, by the way. I was marketing. Back then, it was not illegal to auto dial people. I know we all get auto dialed, but it's illegal unless it's for political or nonprofit purposes. But I would auto dial and leave messages on answering machines back in the day, and it was fabulous. Had 3 T1s, 70 something lines, 60, I don't know what it was, T1s, 71 lines. I can't remember. We had a lot of phone lines that would dial and leave a message. And then when time came around, we were prepared. Other questions? Anybody got a question for me? Anyone? Happy to answer questions. Just around lunchtime. Anybody out there watching, taking a lunch break? Anybody hoping to start a business? Anybody working for somebody else and thinking about it? Anybody thinking about starting a business up and have some questions about it? Best place to start, what to do? Happy to answer questions about it. Anyone got questions about that? Guys, I think I'm going to take a break here unless we get a question in the next 30 seconds and do some work and come back at this again in a little bit. Anybody got a question for me, though? Wait a second. Anybody there dying to ask me a question? Otherwise, I think we'll take a break, follow back up. If you got a question about business at all, marketing at all, I'm happy to answer it. Anyone? 10 more seconds and we'll come back and we'll do it again. I'm doing about an hour a day, so I've still got about 25 minutes left that I'll commit myself to. Come back again later. Like and subscribe if you're watching. You get a question, it'll pop up. See me live next time. I'm doing these daily for a little bit, except Sunday. All right, guys, enjoyed it. Love you all. Here to help. I'm Nolan Walker, and